A warm welcome back to your latest industry recap. In today's video, Boeing confirming a 737 MAX order, a 737 change at Southwest, and Qantas delaying new aircraft. Want to begin there with the Qantas Group confirming a delay to the delivery of new planes operating across its freight division. The group said in its recent report that 3 additional A321-200 P2F jets, which are planned to fly for the Qantas Freight brand under Express Freighters Australia, will not arrive on time. Qantas initially held hopes of taking delivery of these new planes in the most recent financial year, with 2 of the expected 3, but now their delivery will be delayed. Under the revised forecast, the group is hopeful that all 3 freighters will arrive in fiscal 2027, beginning July 1, 2026, and therefore at the turn of the new financial year. Despite this, Qantas is making this move with the fundamental strategy in mind to utilize these assets best moving forward. Unlike many new aircraft which are already delayed in their delivery due to ongoing supply chain challenges, Qantas spoke with Cargofax and stated that the decision to delay the entry of these new planes was entirely their own. It wasn't because of a manufacturer or a conversion company. Instead, Qantas Group would prefer to take delivery of these new aircraft later on to align their arrival with the opening of the upcoming Sydney Nancy Bird Wallen Airport, which is advancing in its process towards a formal opening at this time. The new Western Sydney International Airport is expected to open around the middle of 2026, permitting there are no further delays between now and then. The opening will allow for the establishment of freight routes around the country to and from this airport, and also go hand in hand with alleviating congestion at the primary Kingsford Smith. Net freight revenue meanwhile grew 7% year over year. This was a solid result for the Qantas Group, who say that they continue to face global trade uncertainty, but positive results they'll absolutely take. Qantas says that its preparations are also continuing to ramp up for the new freight facility opening at the Western Sydney Airport, which is expected to help meet e-commerce demand. It also marks the beginning of a 24-hour cargo precinct. A decision to delay the acquisition of additional freighter aircraft is still part of Qantas's plans for the future. It sees a big focus on their future fleet makeup. The group's publication of its financial results also saw the arrival of another order for the Airbus A321XLR in a bid to evolve single-aisle flying and help accelerate the retirement of the 737. The Australian flag carrier confirming it would order an additional 20 of the XLR, a decision that came, remember, only shortly after it took delivery of the first unit. It is an aircraft that has generated a lot, and I mean a lot of excitement around the aviation industry. On to the next story, where Southwest has made a landmark change to its Boeing 737, beginning to fly it with an all-new configuration. See, the 737 MAX, which was recently delivered, features a secondary barrier to the flight deck. This secondary barrier is designed solely with the intent of preventing intrusions for those outside the flight deck, with the first flight operating between Phoenix and Denver. Pilot unions are among the biggest backers for these to be installed, especially following the events of the September 11 attacks now over 2 decades ago that highlighted what the possibility of a lack of protection can cause for those that are on the flight deck. Boeing and Airbus did speak with Reuters and confirmed that the secondary barriers required under the FAA regulations have been implemented. They've begun delivering aircraft to airlines equipped with these barriers. The precautionary measures are being taken to ensure those in the flight deck have the highest safety levels and confidence that they are protected. Additionally, it's a move that aims to give passengers further peace of mind, knowing that if, and a massive if, something was to be attempted, there's a far greater chance the intruder would not be able to penetrate their way through into the flight deck, putting those aboard the aircraft only at further risk. The move to install this aboard the 737 MAX, not a surprise, given the Federal Aviation Administration first outlined the changes in the Realization Act. Still, the actual confirmation came in the middle of 2023. Following that confirmation, a 2-year time frame through June 2025 was established for airlines as the period for compliance within the US, this period now being extended to 2026. Extensions are uncommon common for rulings such as these. However, there are obvious arguments that delays present further risk, with actually the airlines requesting the delays. Not all of them have been entirely fond of the FAA's move to install such a contraption, despite the apparent benefits of stopping intruders. In fact, most airlines are coming forward and stating that the extensions, which are now until the midway point of next year, do give them more over time to take advantage of not having to use these barriers. Southwest is therefore an outsider with the adoption of this, and the decision to immediately begin complying with the latest regulation will see it on board their newest batch of 737 MAX deliveries, all incorporating the latest safety change. On to the final story, where Boeing has booked another order for its 737 MAX program with Macquarie Air Finance, strengthening its commitment. The leading global lessor has confirmed that expansion of its 737 MAX portfolio to 80, with a new deal that includes 30 aircraft, has occurred. Macquarie Air Finance actually saw this deal placed in July, but at that point it was booked from an unidentified customer on Boeing's orders and deliveries website. The portfolio increase will enable Macquarie Air Finance to leverage its future backlog with Boeing, allowing it to serve customers who require capacity sooner rather than later. With the 737 MAX coming with sharp reductions in operating costs over the previous 737NG, it comes as a perfect opportunity for airlines seeking to replace their fleet with the newest generation of aircraft. The incremental order is also viewed as a milestone for Macquarie Air Finance's growth, with the lessor's CEO highlighting the exceptional fuel efficiency, reliability, and passenger comfort that the aircraft offers, making it the ideal choice. As more and more airlines look to advance their fleet, delivery slots are becoming harder to obtain, and lessors and airlines with more financial backing are getting in with large deals for new aircraft. These companies are aiming wherever possible to plan, take advantage of the demand increases that are forecasted, and ensure they have aircraft deliveries in the 2030s when they're going to need them the most. The role of Macquarie Air Finance is to move forward and leverage existing contracts with the MAX to support airlines around the world in the coming years. The lessor states that the value this program offers is not comparable, and for Boeing as well. Programs such as the 737 MAX place a great deal of importance on lessors in supporting the backlog and production, as remember, not all airlines flying place orders directly with the manufacturer. That's not always something that's possible. Let me know your thoughts on the stories down below in the comments. Thank you very much for your support here on the channel. It certainly does mean a lot. Take care, do be safe, and I'll see you tomorrow for your next industry recap.